Good morning and happy Labor Day to everyone. I hope everybody finds the day as a blessing and eat good and share, great times with your families. All right. I want to share a thought process with everybody. This is going to be a little bit, a little bit different conversation, but it's my thought process again. It's my opinion, my perspective. Don't take anything that I say for 100% or even quote it for as that matter. You know what I'm saying? Do your own research and just, try to figure things out on your own. Well, here it goes. I'm determined, right, to prove to an individual that there's nothing wrong with me, mentally or something like that. And we gets into it all the time because the way I choose to think, way I think is totally different the way she thinks. So, and like I just explained to her, I get upset because I truly know in my heart that there's nothing wrong with me mentally. So what you have to do, well, what I've done is try to figure out as best way I can to explain, what I go through and what I believe. So here we go. I'm gonna share with y'all. Okay, telepathy, right? We all once carried the gene that made it possible for us to be able to communicate with each other, through telepathy at one point. I think it's a docile gene now that that people haven't used for turning for a very long time. So, but dealing with technology is basically creating a situation or creating a possibility of being able to do something that our bodies was once able to do naturally. I don't care if it's medications. I don't care if it's some other type of doctoring. Our bodies are designed to take care of itself the way it needs to. So anything that technology has to do is only a replica or of what our body does naturally. Let's talk about frequency for a moment and energy. Well, our body is nothing more than an energy grid itself, just like and it carries its own frequency. Even your vocal box has its own frequency, and so we're all able to communicate that way, no longer through telepathy. But telepathy is no more than able to listen to someone else's thought and share their process without speaking. And so that in itself is a frequency. Okay, if you look at your radio, if you look at your television, look at your cell phones, all those are being controlled or being able to be accessed through frequency, through technology. So if our bodies and our minds is no more than an energy grid and a frequency, zone or whatever you want to call it, then why can it be possible that through technology, we're able to connect to individuals telepathy wise, in the same sense as telepathy would be used as. And that's why we're able to hear certain things and feel certain things and don't have no understanding of it, because we don't really think about it. When we go through it, we don't think about it at all. So I've been thinking about it. I've thought about it for some time now because, I refuse to sit here and allow somebody to say there's something wrong with you. It might be, a little bit. But, I think a lot of things that I have to say makes a lot of sense. Again, when you're dealing with frequency, well, let's do it like this. We are not on this earth alone. We are here with other beings. And these other beings are also able to communicate this way and of that nature. So what if they gave this information to the offsprings or the or the other races on this earth to help create what we have known now as television or radio or cell phones? Because when you let's do the old strings tip, right? I'm gonna show you what frequency is. You take that cup and you run that string. You learn this in middle school, elementary school, or something like that. And you run that cup and you run it around the corner where you don't see the other person, and you talk, "Who, hello." Well, you are sending a vibration, a frequency through this string that comes out as a voice. So to be able to tell me that people are not able to do this through technology, and as far as reading your brain frequency, you couldn't tell me that they can't do it. I'm a firm believer that it's possible. Now, will they tell us these things? I doubt it. Is everybody out here that's dealing with mental problems crazy? I doubt it. Being able to rationalize and be able to share your thought process, intelligently, that's a different story. And so you don't seem crazy, because like I say again, her and I gets into it because she don't share the same thought process that I do. And so for her to tell me that I'm something wrong with me, it really upsets me. And then I get into my emotions, which I need to learn how to really, take control of. But anyway, I'm passionate about what I feel. I'm very passionate about what I do. And so for somebody to try to, downplay that, yeah, it really gets me off. It sets me off. Um, you know, I don't know how any other way to explain this, but I just want everybody to understand. Even when you turn on your TV, it's not connected to anything. Wi-Fi. Where did Wi-Fi come from? It's just another form of being able to connect telepathy through electronics. That's all it is. That's all it is. To be able to connect from one point to another point without any wires connected to it. Um, so I want people to be very careful about who you consider to be crazy. Just because you don't understand something doesn't make an individual crazy. It just makes them different. You know what I mean? And not everybody's going to be plugged in, let's just say, to the matrix, right? And so if you know anything about the matrix, that's what it basically speaks us about. We're all plugged into one entity, right? And if you don't understand that entity, then you won't understand the matrix. And with the matrix, we're all, able to be accessed. Let's look at your vocal box. Let's look at your vocal cord, right? As a serial calling card or serial number to your own make and model, to your own individuality. That is your make and model. And so once we're able to, or once they're able to plug into that, your vocal box or whatever have you like that, or just your own frequency has its own make and model or number. Who knows how this works, right? This is my thought process, so I'm trying to figure it out the best way I can. So let's just say your vocal box has its own frequency, which in the detail gives you your own serial number, your own calling card. So once you get to speaking, they can tap into it just off of your vocal box, right? Your vibration, your frequency. And with this being said, they can tap into your thoughts. Why not? How different is that than having Wi-Fi? How different is that than having a radio station? How different is that than having a television station? How much different is that being able to talk on the telephone? I don't see it to being too much different. Um, I have quite a few different thought processes on a few different things, but this is one that I want to share because I got into it yesterday, and I got into my emotions yesterday, and I refuse to keep on getting to my emotions. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain how I think, without sounding, like I'm totally lost. You know what I'm saying? Or clueless, because I'm far from clueless, and I'm just trying to explain things the best way I can to people. Um, you know, we're all they play a trick on all of us, right? Because they get some big joke out of this, and to be best just to say everybody has a mental problem, which I don't believe everyone has a mental problem. I think technology is more advanced than we could ever imagine. I think it's very simple if you just take time and think about it for yourself. Again, don't take my word for it. Just think about it. Do your research. Learn about frequency. Learn about vibration. I went simple as going back to elementary school with the cord and the cups. That is vibration. That is that was more vibration than it is frequency. So, and it comes out on the other end as sound. So I refuse to believe that our scientists and our government or our military don't have the capability of figuring these things out and learn how to tap into a person's individuality through technology. It's too much technology out here for me to believe that at all. And again, I think we have a lot of our information and we gained a lot of knowledge through, these different beings that we share this earth with. And, if you don't believe in extraterrestrial, I believe it's time that you start. They're here, they're amongst us, we're amongst them, we share the same planet. And a lot of our technology is through, what they have given us and shown us as a race. Again, I hope this video finds some type of understanding through people, or giving you some type of some type of clarity, of what could be. Not saying that it is, but what could be. And like I said, again, do your research, figure it out on your own. And we go from there. Again, I think we're way past what they allow us to understand. And I don't think a lot of us is crazy, and when you're dealing with spiritual warfare and reality, you know what I mean? That in itself, it has to be frustrating, and very frustrating, and not being able to again articulate, your thought process. And so we might come out saying something that sounds just totally crazy. But we're not the ones who should have this information. We're not the ones that should know these things. These things should be left up to the higher power. You know what I'm saying? Those with the technology and those with the articulate what's really going on. We, on the bottom scale, should know these things. So, yes, it's going to be easy for us to be looked at as like something is wrong with us. And then you have some people that use, narcotics. You know what I'm saying? And narcotics have been, for as far as we can remember, if you just really pay attention, it has always been a gateway to another dimension. You understand what I'm saying? And, the Native Americans use peyote. And then you have these other civilizations that use these different type of drugs, to communicate with another dimension and ancestors and so forth. These things has to be true because it goes throughout history that is being done. So you cannot tell me that my thought process can't be possible, or your thought process. Those are the ones that think the same way I think. It's possible. It's possible. So, and speaking of dimensions and things like that, that's all about vibration, about frequency. You know what I mean? And when people talk about, well, I see ghosts, or, I seen an ancestor or something like that. Those are people that's been able to transport or travel through dimensions to come back and to our dimension. Which, if I'm not mistaken, you have a lower vibration, you gotta have higher vibration. That's something totally different, whole different conversation. But I just want to share this video with y'all this morning. And like I say, I have a lot. I just think different. I think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? But if any time that no one feels anything that I have to say, or you have your own thought process, please share it with me, and we can go from there. Cause I don't know I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, again, sharing my own perspective. Anyway, again, I want to get this video out, and I hope everybody had a blessed day, and I hope y'all enjoy y'all Labor Day. Eat good and share good times with your family. All right, stay blessed.